So just tell me if you guys like if my AirPods die, because I think it said they were at like 5% or something. But hi, I miss seeing your faces. I just wanted to forewarn you guys that I will probably get emotional during this. So don't judge me. But the last couple weeks have been really hard. And like when I say really hard, like I've been through hard shit. There's a train where we live. Yeah, but might do one more. Okay. So I've been through a lot of hard shit. Like, no lie, you guys, especially those of you who know me really well, like know that I can roll with the punches and I can come out on top when things are hard. And for the first time in 3 years of being in this business, I completely shut down. Like completely. Like I stopped working for literally a week straight. Like I completely gave up on everything, and not just like, I don't mean like gave up on my business, but like I just needed a second. And like okay, so to give you guys kind of an idea, and I'm going to be like all over the place, but we were in an Airbnb since February here when we moved to Texas. And the plan was that we were going to buy a house and we were going to do all these things. And we had some money saved up from when we moved. And I have a really hard time, especially when it comes to finances, to like be vulnerable because I deal with like imposter syndrome, right? And I feel like if I'm not where I want to be in my business or where I want to be in my life, that I'm not only failing my family and failing my team, but I'm failing myself. And I feel like I'm not doing the things that I say I'm doing, or, will my network think that I've been putting on a facade or been lying about the types of money that I've made? And I've never like lied. Like everything that I talk about, all the things that I have been able to do because of this business have been 100% true and real. But I have legitimately hit rock bottom. Like when we moved here and we were in this Airbnb, it was more expensive than I thought it was going to be. There was expense after expense. And there were two things that ended up coming to light that just don't make sense. Like medical bills that they had from Oakland and from Emmett's delivery that didn't get processed properly. And I had to pay like $1,200 to bring these accounts current. And then my car completely like broke down, had to have my whole engine replaced. I had to pay $1,000 for that, even though it was covered under warranty. I had to meet my deductible. And then the rental car that we were in, we ended up getting into an accident, so I had to pay to fix the rental car. And like little by little, my savings account that was going to be for buying a house dwindled. And then we got notice from our Airbnb, which was super messed up because we've been under an agreement with them since February that they were going to completely close off our books so that we could rent month to month with them. And then we would give them 30 days notice if we were going to move and all these things. So we had this agreement with them, and they messaged me giving me 5 days notice that we needed to find a new place because it's fiesta here in Texas right now. And so they're able to, especially with 4th of July coming up, bump the prices. And so they went against our agreement and booked someone else. And so literally I had 4 days after they told me at 10 p.m. the night before to find a new place. And Connor lost his job once we got here after a month. And like there's just so many things. And so we've been literally living off of savings, and now we have nothing. Like we're back in debt. We have $0 like basically to our name. Like it has just been so frustrating. And the only reason that I'm sharing this with you guys, not to like be a pity party, but just so that you know where I am right now, and you can maybe understand and give me some grace or support. Like, I very rarely ask for help or ask for support and things, but like, I need love right now, and I need this team behind me. And just know that I haven't quit, I haven't given up, but I needed a second because we were so on top. We were so good. Finances were awesome. And then literally within the last 2 weeks, it was like maxed out credit cards again, no savings account, and we're in an apartment. And I just felt like defeated and felt like I was so good and I was ahead 10 steps. And then we completely fell back to square one. And a lot of it is, our own mistakes and things that, moving out of state, I wish we would have done differently. But you can't control accidents. You can't control medical bills. You can't control having to find a new place in 4 days with me being the only source of income right now and Connor not having a job for another 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I can't control the fact that we have 2 kids and we have to support them. So if that means living off of savings and completely draining that, that's what we have to do. Right. And so I, over the last probably 2 weeks, have just been like, man, how do I come to my team and share where I'm at, but not have them feel like I've either given up on them, given up on myself, or like completely failed. You know what I mean? And I got a message last night from a friend and someone who's on the team that really just spoke to me and was like, I feel like you need someone in your corner right now. And I feel like you need someone to remind you why you're here and to remind you that we need you. And that was the first time that somebody on this team has told me that. And that's not any flack on you guys, but it hit me so hard because it was the first time that someone has legitimately said to me, we need you. And it's nobody's fault but my own that I didn't feel needed before. And even like in this 2 weeks where, and I hope you guys know where my heart is, but I'm just being like so completely honest with you guys right now. Like over the last couple of weeks, I've just felt like, people are still posting, people are still going on with their business. Like they don't need me. Right. And then I got that text last night. And then this morning I got 2 other text messages from people on this team who are like, hey, I've been posting, I've been showing up, but I haven't been working. And I'm not sure why. And I don't know why I feel the way that I do. But I realized like, wow, you guys actually do need me. Wow, just because someone is posting doesn't mean that they're doing the work. Even though I know all of these things, it was just like an extra reminder that we need each other. And we have preached for 3 years in this business since the day that I started that this is one team, one mission, and that we are a family and that we should be able to be vulnerable with each other and be able to come to each other and say, look, I've fallen and I want to get back up. And I guess this is just me sharing with you guys where I've been and the fact that I have fallen and I need to get back up and I need support and I need for us to be in this together again. And I also, over the last 2 weeks, have stopped talking to my mom and had a really tough conversation with my biological dad, where he basically told me that he is so disappointed in me and he feels like I'm failing my kids and failing my family. I'm gonna like get emotional, but sorry, just give me a sec. And that I'm putting on a front on my social media, acting like everything is peachy keen when he knows that I'm broke and like all this. He just like, it was a really hard conversation. And I thought about it for a long time, for a couple of days, and was like, there is some truth to it, but it's also one of those things where social media is a highlight reel. And I don't know that that's ever going to go away. And I don't know how to portray my troubles without being a pity party or being a negative Nancy. I don't know how to not overshare. I don't know how to let my followers and my team and my network know that I am going through things, but also keeping the positivity and sharing this business. Like I've had this like whirlwind of things and thoughts in my head. And just like, for the first time in 3 years, I asked myself, like, is this for me? Like, should I continue doing this? Is this something that I want to continue doing? And especially because, I just got my lashing certification and I've been doing lashes and like all this stuff. I've just been like, okay, like, do I go back to a 9 to 5? Like, what do I do? Like, I've just been in this hole of depression and anxiety and dealing with my ADD, and like my brain just runs a million miles an hour. And it was so weird for me because I've never, ever in 3 years felt the way that I do right now, and felt the questioning and the intrusive thoughts and like no one needs me. Like I've never felt this way. You guys know me. Like I push through it all. I'm the first person in your corner to tell you, hey, sis, I believe in you. Like, I know you can do this. Like, people come to me because I inspire them, but I lost me and like who I was and what I stand for and what I want out of this and what I want out of life and what I want for my kids. And just like, I've just felt like on survival mode. Like, does anyone else feel like that right now? Or like has felt like this? Like you're just in survival mode. Like it's literally do or die. And at the same time, nothing you're doing is reaping any benefits. Right. And so last night I was getting these text messages, I was getting all these things, and I completely, over the last 2 weeks, by the way, I've stopped doing self-development, which I think is a huge part of it. Like, is that not the first thing that we say? Self-development should come before anything. And I've just put everything on the back burner, everything. And I truly just, I gave up on it all. I was like, you know what? I need 2 weeks to like get my head on straight and to refocus. And it was like last night, it hit me like a brick wall. And that's why I felt like I needed to do the Zoom with you guys, just to share my heart and share where I'm at and tell you these things, because I don't want you to ever feel like you can't feel that way, or that you can't come to me if you do. And it's okay to question or to wonder if this is where you should be. Does that mean that that's your truth and that you shouldn't be here? No. Does that mean that it's my truth that this isn't for me? No. Well, I wonder why I haven't been reaping the rewards. Because I haven't been doing the work. And my team is falling because I'm falling. Right. And I take responsibility for that. But that's a really hard, I don't want to say burden, but that's a really big thing to carry. And there's a lot of people, my family included, writing on and counting on me. But I couldn't count on me anymore. Like I couldn't rely on myself. And so I started to question and kind of counteract all the intrusive thoughts and all the things that I've been feeling over the last 2 weeks, and just been like, okay, it's okay that I felt that way. Is that my truth? And I really had to think hard on it. And I really had to, again, refocus on my goals. And so I was like, okay, what do I want? I want to be debt free again. I want to have money in the savings account. I want to provide a home for my kids that isn't an apartment. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just me personally, I want more for them. I want to have the big backyard. I want the American dream. I want the white picket fence with the dogs running around, with my kids jumping in the pool and a cold beer in my hand. Like that is what I want, with no debt, with just all the things, right? And so I had to, again, focus. Okay, well, if that's what you want, how do you get there? And then the other half of my brain was like, well, it's not about the how. It's about what you're doing. It's about the action, because you're never going to know the how. And I've been stressing out over the last 2 weeks about how do I make this work? How do I provide for my family? How do I get out of this hole that I've put myself in? I know that I messed up yet again and got myself in debt. I know that I spent all my money. I know that I made all these financial mistakes. I know that my anxiety and depression is bad. I know that I need to figure this out, but how? And for 2 weeks, I've been so stuck on the how that I've been paralyzed. And I've been so lost in my own thoughts and about how I'm going to make this work that I did nothing. I did nothing. I didn't do any self-development. I didn't work for my business. I didn't reach out to my team. I didn't reach out to my doctors for help. I didn't talk to my husband about the way that I feel. I didn't do anything except for sulk. And what does that bring you? Jack shit, right? And so again, I'm just telling you guys, taking you through my thought process. So, okay, I can't worry about the how, I need to take action. Well, how do I proceed without acting like nothing happened? Because my teams, my friends, my family, and my network all know that I shut off for 2 weeks. So how do I lose that imposter syndrome? How do I get myself out of this quote unquote rut? Where do I even start? And immediately the next thing that I thought was, you can't make up for lost time. You can't make it up. You can't fix what you did. You can't fix the financial mistakes. You can't fix the intrusive thoughts. You can't fix where you're at in life right now. That's where you are. It's where you are. And it was almost like half of me was so in denial that this is where I was and that this is where I've brought myself, that I was like wanting to blame it on someone else. I was wanting to blame it on my situation. I wanted to push it off so that I didn't have to take responsibility and have to realize that I need to make a move and that I need to pivot and I need to find what works for me again. And I need to just start over, not start where I left off. It's not pause, play, pause, play, pause, play. I pushed the stop button and I can't click rewind. So how do I push play? How do I start over again? And again, it was this how. And I was like, well, it's not about the how, it's about the action. And you have to put one foot in front of the other and just do it. So this Zoom was kind of my first foot in front of the other, and taking that first step to share with you guys where I've been and where my head has been at, and my thought process and how I'm going to move forward. Because I guarantee you, this is not going to be the first time I'm ever going to go through this, and it will not be the last, right? And I guarantee you guys the same, that this is not going to be your first nor your last of going through shit. And I just don't want you to ever feel ashamed for stopping and restarting in your business, let alone in life, because sometimes you're gonna need to take a break. Sometimes you're gonna recognize the burnout and be like, holy shit, what am I doing with my life? Everyone is disappointed in me. I'm disappointed in myself. I don't know where to start. And the reality is that you just have to take action. So I'm sharing this with y'all so that hopefully if you've been going through this or you go through this in the future and that this is recorded, that you can come back and watch it and be like, okay, I'm not alone. And I can't focus on the how, I need to focus on what I'm actually doing. So today, my plan is to do this Zoom, to go live on my Facebook and just kind of, without going into too much detail, explain where I'm at and where I've been and what I truly want out of life. And thank God this business allows us the opportunity to pick up again. And it's not like a job where you put your 2 weeks in and you're SOL and you have to find another job, right? And I'm just so thankful for that, because it truly allows me to be my own boss and to control what I'm going through all the chaos and through feeling like I have no control. Because what I do have control over is my mindset. What I do have control over is taking action. The things that I do have control over is supporting in my team and being vulnerable and telling you guys the things that I'm going through, instead of, like I've been doing on my social media, acting like everything is okay when we all know that it's not. And I hope that you guys know, just as much as you've seen it in me, I see it in you guys. When you take a step back, when you quit, when you stop, I see you. I know what's going on, even if you're not being honest with yourself or with other people, right? And it's okay to be there. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to sulk in. It's something to recognize that maybe you've been in denial and we need to fix it, right? Otherwise, things are never going to change. Our situation, no matter what situation you're in right now, is never going to progress. It's never going to get better unless we do something about it. And I really had to realize that no one's coming to save me. And I have to figure things out. So I was on the phone yesterday with debt relief programs. I was trying to figure out, as much as it kills me, to get on food stamps and to like figure this all out. What is one right step that I can take? And I have to rebuild. I have to rebuild my business. I have to rebuild this team. I have to rebuild our spirits, my spirit, because I have felt so defeated and felt so embarrassed and felt so ashamed of the situation that I am now in, because I felt like I have gotten so far and I let it all go. And I guess I'm just hoping that this resonates with somebody, because I don't even know why I'm sharing this or why I'm going into detail, but it feels like the right thing to do. So I'm going to read the chats really quick before I move on to the next thing. Oh, thanks, Des. I'm glad you guys needed this. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for the support. And now you guys know where I'm at. So what I'm going to be doing now is reading us a page from the Leadership Promises for Every Day by John C. Maxwell. And then I'm going to hop on a power hour and do some self-development and get to work, because I don't have time to waste anymore. So today is what, the 24th or the 25th? 24th? 25th. Okay. Give yourself away. Speak up for the people who have no voice, for the rights of all the down and outers. Speak out for justice. Stand up for the poor and destitute. Nothing has such a positive impact on a person as giving to others, and people who have a giving spirit are some of the most positive people I know. That's because giving is the highest level of living. They focus their time and energy on what they can give to others rather than what they can get from them. And the more a person gives, the better his attitude. Most unsuccessful people don't understand this concept. They believe that how much people give and their attitude about it are based on how much they have. Sorry, I looked up my phone, but that's not true. I know many people who have very little but are tremendous givers. And I know people who have been blessed with money, good families, and wonderful careers who are stingy and suspicious of others. In life, it's not what you have that makes a difference. It's what you do with what you have. And that is based completely on attitude. I feel like that was so relevant. Okay, y'all. Well, I'm gonna stay on and play some self-development for us. If you guys want to hop off, that's totally cool, but I personally really need it. So we're gonna listen to some stuff first together. And then I'll kind of let you guys know what I'm doing. I'm going to be planning posts, pre-planning posts. I'm going to be reaching out to some of my team. I'm going to be prepping my new schedule for when I'm going to be working my business and what I want to do during those times and what my 6 list looks like. Like, it's going to be a lot of organizing and a lot of refocusing and pivoting. And I just hope that y'all do that with me, or that you feel some type of way about it. So I'm going to end the recording and then we will start with some self-development.